What is up, everybody? Star Wars Dad back for another video. Today we're going to be looking at the new Han Solo paired with ECL, and I have deemed this deck Toxic Han because it is absolutely insane. Playing Poe Dameron on turn 2 and playing Krayt Dragon on turn 4 are ridiculous. They are, in my opinion, probably the two best cards from the new set, and you can play them on turn 2 and turn 4 in this deck. So I'll explain how. So this deck has not 3, not 6, not 9, not 12, but 15 forms of ramp. So we are very consistently ramping into our big boys, and we're taking advantage of Han's ability to play things out cheaper combined with ramp so that we can cheat out all these really big units and just outpower our opponents. Krayt Dragon is one of these cards that, especially in a deck like this where you can pull it out on turn 4, if you have to draw the nuts, but still the fact that that is a possibility. I mean, turn 5 is very realistic. Turn 4 is possible, but the fact that it's even a possibility is kind of borderline unhealthy because of Krayt Dragon being such a powerful card. When you play Krayt Dragon and you realize how its ability works, every time your opponent plays a unit, Krayt Dragon can damage that unit immediately. And if it's like an echo-based defender, something where it's 3 resources and has 3 HP, Krayt Dragon can immediately kill that unit. So basically, you can just prevent your opponent from getting any kind of board presence once it gets out there. And board presence is, besides like Power the Dark Side, or like a Rival's Fall or Vanquish, that's the best way to kill Krayt Dragon, is to attack into it so that you can weaken it. But if you can't get anything on the board, it's just, the game's over. And I'm sure it's not going to be fun for my opponents when I pull one of these off where I get it out early. So in my opinion, Krayt Dragon is one of those cards that, at the very least, there's a high likelihood that it will be nerfed to be a unique unit. I'm not sure why it's not a unique unit in the first place. That doesn't make any sense. When you get 2 Krayt Dragons out, you will see what I'm talking about. It's just double what I just said. So like, they play an echo-based defender, I kill the echo-based defender, and then do 3 damage to either another unit or to their face, and then attack in for 20 damage. So I mean, especially because in this particular deck, you can get it out turn 4 Krayt Dragon, turn 5 Krayt Dragon. So there's a possibility that this card can become very toxic for the game. And I'd say, if we'll see how things go, but the fact that we're already able to get this out this early on in set 2 makes me think that that's going to happen in the future. But as we get more cards and people find more ways to cheat out Krayt Dragon and more ways to benefit, another obvious one is Galactic Ambition in probably like a Vader green deck. It's just a really cheap way, because you ramp in that deck anyways, and then you play Galactic Ambition, do 9 damage to yourself, and you get out Krayt Dragon even sooner. So there's just, there's a lot of ways to get it out already. And so we'll just kind of see how things develop. But this is a card that after playing it, I was just like, wow, this is absolutely insane. But let's get into the list and kind of explain what my thinking was with this deck and how this deck works. This deck is a lot of fun, and I'm going to play Krayt Dragon as much as possible because it's an amazing card, and I will continue to play it as much as possible until it gets nerfed or banned. So let's start with the ramp spells first. So turn 1, now this is crazy. You can ramp on turn 1. Um, Now you have to have 2 cards in your hand at the same time, but so how it works is you use Han Solo's ability on Reckless Gunslinger. So it comes into play immediately. It does 1 damage to their base, and you immediately kill it, Reckless Gunslinger. Then you have spent 0 resources, and then you can play Spark of Hope and put it into play as a resource. So now you have basically done your own version of a resupply in the other Han deck that you were able to do on turn 1. And the cool thing about Reckless Gunslinger is you can smuggle it back later. So there's a ton of synergy there. So it just made too much sense. Like I didn't have it in there at first, but I was just like, this just makes too much sense, because not only is it good to ramp on turn 1 in this deck, but it's also good to just squeeze in a Reckless Gunslinger because you are playing units for cheaper. A lot of times you do have the ability to pay 1 resource to squeeze in another unit. And then its smuggle ability is great, and it's just a great card for pushing against control, pushing damage, and the smuggle aspect of it especially. And then that's a reason why we have Cassian and Andor in the sideboard, as well as for the control matchups, because we can do similar things with it and then resource it and smuggle it later, and it becomes ready. So it's just another way to push damage. Price on Your Head is another great turn 1 play. We just play that on a unit. And then we have a buku of ambush units in our deck. We have, first of all, we have Timely Intervention, so we can ambush anything in the deck. Then we have a Modded Cohort, which we can play as early as turn 2, whether we ramp on turn 1 or not, because of Han's ability. So that's a great way. So we can just ambush and kill the unit that has the price of head on it, if it's a ground unit, and then immediately ramp our deck. We also play the Marauder. So the Marauder has ambush, which is incredible for dealing with space units, especially because it's a 4/5. But one of the things that I love about Marauder is that is another form of ramp. So if we have a unit in play, like an Echo-based defender, and we had another Echo-based defender die earlier, then we can ambush him with Marauder. When it's played, we can take the Echo-based defender from our discard pile and put it into play as a resource. So it's another way to ramp in this deck to get to those reinforcement walkers and Krayt Dragons to close the game out quickly. But back to the top, Superlaser Tech. So Superlaser Tech would normally be 5 with the villain aspect penalty, but because of Han's ability, we can play it on the 4 resource turn, and when it's played, it immediately dies because of Han's ability. So it immediately ramps. So it's very, very good in here. We can also ambush it in if we choose to with ECL or a Timely Intervention, which occasionally matters because we want to get to that Krayt Dragon or the Reinforcement Walker a turn earlier. And then we have the 3 resupply, just as, you know, all the ramp cards. So turn 1, a lot of times we're either doing something with ramp or we're playing like a Sentinel or a Sundari Peacekeeper. So we're either playing like an Echo-based defender or Sundari Peacekeeper. I originally had Cassian in there, but what I found was against aggro decks, I really needed the Sundari Peacekeeper to slow things down until I could get to my Poe, Wrecker, Reinforcement, Krayt Dragon game winners. So I really needed that early life gain, and Sundari was just very good because I could play it on turn 1 and I could also ambush it in on turn 2 and just immediately restore and just get that restore down consistently early to slow things down, especially if I don't have Sentinels. It was just very, very good. So we're using Echo-based defender and Bright Hope as our Sentinels to slow things down as well. So again, we're just trying to get to the big stuff. We get there quickly, but we still sometimes need to slow things down so that our opponents can't run us over if they are super low to the ground. 3 K2SO is a given. I mean, it's a red deck, like with ECL. Like K2SO is great. We could play K2SO on turn 2 because of Han's ability, and we don't really care too much if K2SO dies because it allows us to either disrupt their hand if we're playing control, or deal damage if we're playing control, or deal damage if we're trying to race our opponent. Modded Cohort again, turn 2 I can ambush in and kill anything on the ground. Again, we're trying to play defense early most of the time. Then we get to Marauder, which we spoke about. Poe Dameron We can play it on turn 2 if we get the Reckless Gunslinger Spark of Hope combo on turn 1, because we'll be at 4 resources, so we can cheat Poe in on turn 2, which is crazy to have a 6/6 in play on turn 2. Poe is an incredible card. It's because of its price, its power, and its abilities. I would say it's the best card in the deck. I mean, yes, it is the best card in the deck, but it's also, I think, the best card in this set because of it. I mean, its ability to be aggressive and defensive and disrupt your hand, and just, it's so good. I originally had the black ones that are in the sideboard in the main board for the Poe synergy, but what I found was that I didn't really need them. I rarely ever used them. I think it's going to be more pertinent in a control matchup to dig for cards and draw 3 cards, to dig for things that I need and replenish my hand. In this particular, setup to begin with, Reinforcement Walker does a great job of that if we've stabilized our life total. So I don't really need the black ones in there per se. Then of course we play the 3 Wreckers, and Poe and Wrecker, on top of having timely intervention to ambush them in and just cheat them in on turn 2 and 3 if we have early ramp, or even just cheating Poe in on the normal 4 resource turn with no ramp, and Wrecker in on the normal 5 resource turn is still very, very strong. If we play them on their normal turn, we can ECL either one of them in, which is incredible. So those 2 cards are just they are like the cards that come in and just change the momentum of the game in our favor. Same with Marauder. Marauder does a very good job of that, especially if we're able to ramp when we do it as well. And then, of course, playing a Reinforcement Walker for 7 resources. So we can do that as early as turn 4. I think turn 4 is the turn where we can get to 7-8 resources. So that we can play Reinforcement Walker or Krayt Dragon on that turn, depending on how good our ramp is. Reinforcement Walker has been very, very good in here, especially for the cost, because of how easy it is to get to 7 resources. It does not care about taking 2 damage to cheat it in. Its when played and on attack abilities have always been great. It just gives us card advantage, life gain against aggro. It is very important to this deck and very, very strong at just kind of closing the game out. In testing, there's just been games where I because of Reinforcement Walker, I've had 2 or 3 of them out at a time, and I just am able to just get my life total back to 0 damage. And then, of course, the 3 Krayt Dragon, which is the whole reason I decided to try to make a deck like this, was to try to find ways to cheat Krayt Dragon out. So one thing you'll notice is that we play 3 recruits. So 3 recruits are very, very important in this deck because of all the ramp. We don't want our hand to be always just flooded with ramp. So recruit is a great way to dig for specific things to help us at specific times. Look for sentinels early, look for life gain. And then later in the game, we're looking for the bottom row, really, right? We're looking for Poe, Wrecker, Reinforcement Walker, and Krayt Dragon to close the game out. All 4 of those cards are incredible at closing the game out. So this deck has been a lot of fun early in testing. The timely intervention has been incredible. Again, being able to smuggle that card is just so good. This is one of those decks, like I said, it makes me wonder how long do we have with Krayt Dragon? Maybe a year or 2. I don't know. It depends on what new cards come, but this already feels very, very overpowered. In the sideboard, we're playing a couple of Disabling Fangfighter for additional ways to deal with upgrades combined with Poe. Like I said about the Cassian, we're using that for control matchups. It's very good to resource early and smuggle later for 5 so that it's ready to push damage. Black 1 is going to come in against control most of the time to help us draw more cards and keep our hands filled. U-Wing is a couple in here just because we don't have we don't have any 2 drops. We do have the Gunslinger though, and we have a decent amount of 3 and 4 drops. So I think because of that, I think a couple is worth using. It's still a very strong card, and just to help us get a couple more units out on the board against a board wipe. And same thing for home 1, because we do ramp so good and so fast in here. I think it's also a good card against like control and just to give everything life gain. So that will be a card. Ewing and Home One will be cards used in different matchups. But yeah, so that's the list. It is crazy. So definitely give this one a shot. You will not be disappointed. It does take a little bit of testing to kind of get your lines of play down as far as like ramp and playing your units and figuring out when to ramp and when not to ramp and when to play defense and stuff like that. But once you kind of get into a rhythm and get a feel for things and get yourself set up for those Poe Wrecker reinforcement Krayt Dragon turns, like this deck is crazy good. And please remember to like and subscribe. I greatly appreciate all the support and getting to 1,000 subscribers. The next subscriber giveaway is at 1,500, which I will be giving away a Krayt Dragon and a Darth Maul unit, because I love that card also. Oh, once we hit 1,500 subscribers. But so just make sure you go on to the community page and post what your favorite card so far from the second set is. I'd love to hear what cards everybody's excited for the second set. But let's get in some games and see how Toxic Han performs. Alright, up against Cad Bane Red here. We have the turn 1 Reckless Gunslinger Spark of Hope combo, so we will totally do that. And then we can play Laser Tech next turn and just immediately ramp more. So I think we get rid of Resupply and Modded Cohort. Craziness. That's absolutely crazy. Okay. Spark of Hope. Ramp into 3. Then we will pass. My goodness. Yeah, we don't need Price on your head. We're going to be playing Reinforcement Walker real fast this game. The ramp is real, dude. We can deploy Han now on turn 2. Okay. Okay. Sure. Sure. And we will just ambush in record. Doesn't matter, we're still playing Reinforcement Walker next turn, so we don't need to resupply again. So we pulled off the turn 4 Reinforcement Walker. We're going to get in for 6 damage here with Wrecker, and followed up with a Reinforcement Walker next turn. Recruit is in there to help us find anything else that we might need. What did he just do? Okay. Just attack in for 3 more. Okay, that's cool. He can give 1 damage to Han. Okay. Claim the initiative. We'll just go ahead and kill... Oh my god. We'll just go ahead and kill the 4 LOM, so we can't use Zuckuss this turn, because we know that that's what happens in this deck. Make sure he can't do an ambush with Zuckuss, okay? And we'll use Han's ability to play a Reinforcement Walker, and we do want to draw Krayt Dragon, because Krayt Dragon's amazing. And we want to claim the initiative. Don't need price on your head anymore. And we want to use Han's ability, play Krayt Dragon, and tell our opponent, good game. Go face. No, we don't need to draw that. So 1 damage, okay. Boss coming in, okay. So he spent 5 resources, and we will do 5 damage to his base. Good game. Ridiculous, ridiculous, ridiculous. This deck is incredible. Alright, so we have turn 1, Sundari, turn 2, K2SO or Bright Hope, turn 3, Poe. Could resupply as well. I think we can let Krayt Dragon go for now. I kind of want to keep the Sentinel in space. And what is the other card? I guess the resupply. So we have options with units. Ugh. Oh, crafty smuggler. Yeah, let's just go ahead and play it. He's gonna kill it, which is annoying, but at least he loses his shield. Crafty Smuggler is very good in Saxon. Alright, Laser Tech Marauder. I don't see us focusing so much on ramp in this matchup because they're going to be doing a lot of things like that. Okay, so we could swing in for 3, take off his shield. That seems good. Let's just take the shield off of Crafty Smuggler. If he kills Sundari, it's fine. We don't care. We do not care. Spark of Hope is a good one. Marauder is a good one. We just playing Poe here? I think we're just playing Poe, right? I think we can let K2SO go. I kind of want to keep the Spark of Hope for a random ramp turn to get a Reinforcement Walker or a Krayt Dragon out quicker to close the game out. I think Poe right now is very good. Spark of Hope will also allow us to catch up if we get behind on our resources, like if we have to destroy one for Wrecker for some reason. Getting Poe down always feels so good. Yeah, the fact too that we could just kill Crafty Smuggler at any time now with Poe. Bazine, okay. What's he taking? They're all good. He took the Wrecker, okay. I mean another Poe, right? I don't think we need a second Spark of Hope. I think what we're gonna do right now is kill both of the units on the board. And discard It's either Marauder or Bright Hope. I guess Marauder because we have the ability to play 2 Sentinels. Pass. Pass. Okay. We can still play Spark of Hope here if he decides to kill our Poe somehow. Or we could play another Poe if he kills our Poe, depending on what our opponent does here. We could also play Bright Hope or Spark of Hope Echo Base. Okay, Bright Hope seems like a good option to be annoying. Pass on that. Pass, okay. Second Bright Hope is good. Gonna be at the turn 6, so we could play Echo Base on Bright Hope here, potentially if we need to, or Poe and Spark if we need to. I'm gonna let K2SO go again. Start pushing damage now, I think. Okay. Do we want to discard anything here to kill the Fleet Defender? He's flipping on 6. Let's swing in with Bright Hope first. Push some damage. Okay. I think we should just kill this and discard the Spark. And just kill Gar Saxon. And pass. Pass. Take that out. Flip on, play Poe, another Poe. Just keep his leader off the board. Okay. Flip. Deploy. Play another Poe. Poe can kill cargo next turn, so I'm not too worried about that at all. I guess because I don't want him to have a shield, I'm just gonna... There's Reinforcement Walker. Right on cue. Now we just need Krayt Dragon to close this one out. It's definitely been an interesting game so far. We have not ramped at all this game. Poe's just been putting in work. Yeah, I mean, I think the first thing we do here is just kill both units on the board with Poe. Okay. Or that, sure. Let's go ahead and just play Reinforcement Walker. And we want to draw a Wrecker, absolutely. Especially because there's only 2 damage on board. Attack in for 3. We still have 2 Sentinels in our hand for anything else that our opponent may have that is a problem. Power the dark side. Oh, that's an easy choice. Okay. Don't really need too much ramp at this point. I think we're just trying to draw cards at this point with our boy. Timely intervention. Yeah, I mean it's good because we can timely intervention wrecker if we need to, which is what we're gonna do. Do we want to just destroy a resource so we don't take any damage? No, let's. I kind of don't want to do that because I just want to. I want to ambush in. All right. All right. There's a recruit to look for the card. I don't think we need Spark of Hope at this point. Avenger. Let Wrecker go. Avenger is annoying, isn't it? Let's play Recruit first. Choose. K2SO is good. And then we will attack for 6. We'll play 2 more units. No, I don't really want resupply now. Just discard a heal. So we're gonna play K2SO, so that's a great card to die. And then Echo Base Defender, so that we can get in for more damage. So K2SO, when he attacks with Avenger, when it dies, we'll just do 3 damage to his face. Are we resourcing anything here? I don't think so. Probably just playing Cohort and Bright Hope just to have more units. Okay. Yep. Swing in. Yes, that's a very good card to have right now. So he has to have a way to kill Echo Base. Good game. Another good one, man. This deck's busted. It's busted. We didn't even ramp that game. It just didn't ever feel right, but. Alright, up against Dr. Aphra Green here. No, I'm gonna keep it. I think I'm gonna get rid of 1 price on my head and 1 reinforcement walker. I play price on her head this turn. Okay, that's a good one. I think we will be happy with what happens next turn. Okay, so playing a little Underworld stuff. So it's a reanimation deck of some sort. I don't think we need Gunslinger at this point. So we're just gonna action in Modded Cohort, kill Lady Proxima, take 0 damage, and ramp. Yes. Bye bye. I'm sorry, take 2 damage because we damaged it with Han Solo, but it takes 0 damage. Meow. Just claim the initiative. We can ambush in K2SO next turn if we need to. When did they flip? On 5, okay. I don't know if we're gonna... Ooh, yeah, I was gonna say, I don't think we're gonna ambush him with K2SO. I think we're gonna wait until we get Poe. I think we're gonna let Bright Hope go. I think I'd rather have Marauder here.
Which one do we want to kill? Let's just kill the Greedo. Again, we're just playing defense right now. Okay, he discarded Palpatine's return. That's actually a good thing. Okay, we have Han now. Do we want to just ambush in Poe? I think so. Yes, and then we're gonna discard. Let's discard K2SO and kill that, and pass, and clean up the board with Poe. And flip our boy, attack in for 3, and started the fire. Alright, we have Modded Cohort and Marauder here. I think we'll just keep letting the Gunslinger go. Recruit's going to be really important at a certain point. This becomes a 5-5. Ambush is in Bosk. Okay. Do we care? No, we'll just play this and ambush in and kill Bosk. I really don't want him to swing in for 5 because he has a ton of cards in his discard pile. So we'll swing in here for 3. We'll play Recruit next, so we can try to find a Reinforcement Walker or a Krayt Dragon. Does he have anything good in there? Not really. Alright, we're going to play Recruit. And we are going to take a Wrecker. And then we're going to swing in for 6 more and pass. Alright. Another Recruit is good. I'd like a timely intervention right about now. That'd be nice. That would be nice. But Wrecker is amazing, and so is Marauder. Is he playing a Palpatine's Return? He has to flip Dr. Aphra, right? Okay, that has ambush. Swings in for 5, kills Poe. Okay. I think we can... So he has a Darth Maul in there. So whenever he flips Dr. Aphra, he gets the Palpatine's Return back, right? Let's recruit first to see. Oh my god. Oh my god. So that lets us know what we're doing here. We're just going to use Han to kill his Enfi. Yeah, I don't care about that. Actually, we could kill Dr. Aphra, which isn't the worst thing ever. So he puts a card back in his hand, right? Okay, so what did he take? He took Darth Maul, okay. So we're expecting him to ambush in the Darth Maul. Do we want to just kill everything and so he'll have the Darth Maul if we do that. Well, it'll die. They'll trade each other. So let's just do that. I think it's worth it. Choose a resource to destroy. We can destroy that. Just kill Dr. Aphra. And I think it's worth... yeah, Recruit's just been doing amazing work. I think it's worth it just because they're gonna have to trade, and then we could just play another one here, which is pretty sweet. Or we just play Krayt Dragon in the following turn, so it's fine. And we're not gonna destroy a resource this time because he's just gonna trade with Maul most likely. Again, just getting to Krayt Dragon is going to be very difficult for him. Defense, defense. Timely intervention at a certain point. Okay. That's not what I was expecting at all. But he put back the Palpatine's return. Okay. Interesting. Well, that definitely is something. Do we just go in for 7 here? I think so. I think so, yeah. Just try to close the game out. We're going to play Marauder here and then Krayt Dragon next turn. I was expecting him to trade, but I mean, I guess it makes sense to get Palpatine's return. I don't know. I guess he's expecting Maul to die. Okay, we're just waiting on our opponent. Choose a card. We don't have a record in our hand, so okay. No. Pass. Alright, there's the timely. It's about time, right? Waiting on that thing, man. Okay, here's the Darth Maul. Most likely, right? Because if he doesn't, we just have lethal with Wrecker and Marauder for 11. But so he has to play Maul here. I'm surprised he didn't. I mean, I guess he didn't play the ambush attack. Yeah, there's the Maul. Okay. So he's going to put all the damage onto that. Okay. So we can kill Maul or just play Krayt Dragon and say deal with that. I think I'd rather just say Krayt Dragon and deal with that, right? We still have the Wrecker timely intervention next turn if we need to. And he's got to have some way to buff up the damage to kill the Krayt Dragon. Reinforcement Walker is nice. We'll let the Echo Base Defender go. Returning on leader unit to his hand. Did he just press Waylay? What was that, a Waylay? It should still cost 3 damage. And I'm not sure why it didn't trigger. I am not sure why it didn't trigger 3 damage for Krayt Dragon. But that's okay. We can just timely intervention, the reinforcement walker. No, yes. I want to draw Superlaser Tech. No, we'll just go back to zero health. It's okay. Okay, cool. Darth Maul. Cool. Wants to ambush. They die. Okay. Still similar result. We got to kill Darth Maul twice with reinforcement marker, which is stupid. Okay. He's got to have a way to kill Marauder. I don't think we need that. Okay. That's not a way to kill Marauder. Good game. Another dominant performance from this deck. So back for the post-game wrap-up. This deck absolutely dominated. Yeah, went 3-0. Sorry I'm not able to play as many games today. I'm still feeling a little bit under the weather, but somehow I was able to come up with this idea when I had a fever. So apparently that was useful for some reason. But yeah, I mean, you kind of saw when you get that ramp early, it's just ridiculous. I mean, even when you don't, like Poe, Wrecker, Reinforcement Walker, Marauder, Krayt Dragon are just such good cards. And I mean, that's a third of your deck, right? And any, really the last four are just incredible at closing the game out in so many different ways. Like Wrecker and Poe and Reinforcement Walker play such good defense. They really all play good defense, and Krayt Dragon as well. And then they play amazing offense too. So they're just very well-rounded units that have very strong abilities that synergize with one another, and they work together so well. So I'm very happy with where this list is at, but I'm definitely open to any suggestions or any cards that I might have missed or anything that you guys have any thoughts in the comments, or hey, this card might be good in there. Please let me know. I'm always open to tweaking and making this list better, but absolutely give this list a shot for yourself. Like I said, you probably need to play test it a little bit to get the ramp and the lines of play down, and like understanding when to cheat in your units to damage them, when not to. When to ECL, when to use timely reintervention, when to resource timely intervention. There's a lot of little things that you kind of have to just get into a rhythm with and get a feel for how the deck does for you. But as always, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and y'all have a good one, and peace out.